Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fast Money Football. I'm your host, Albert Vartanian, and I'm joined by my sidekick today, my partner in crime, Sara Poraria. Sara, what a fantastic day in the Champions League. We have another one today, plus three midweek Premier League games. A lot of made-up games need to be played, including Spurs against Burnley, Watford, Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Leeds, which could be a really exciting game. But let's start with the Champions League, a massive matchup. Manchester United visit Atletico Madrid in Spain at the Wanda. But I think we need to tell people about this new Atletico Madrid. And it's not a new and improved Atletico Madrid. It's a very different one. This isn't the staunch defense, the nil-nils, the 1-0s, the typical Diego Simeone side that we are used to seeing. They're having trouble this season, and it's specifically in La Liga. And there could be goals in this matchup. But you watch La Liga religiously. Tell the people what they should expect from them.
Yeah, you know what? It's weird. This match, I feel like, is arguably maybe the most even because both teams are really inconsistent. Both teams are not taking shots on net. Both teams are kind of like unstable in the defense. They're not going to win the league, either of them. They're both kicked out of their cups. So it's very like, it's so bizarre that like they're so similar in so many ways. I don't know. I think like as much as Atletico have been struggling, I think they're at least still like there's several players on this team that are still scoring goals, and I think they're still scoring more goals than Manchester United. I don't know. That's like people are talking, oh, Atletico, this. I'm like, have you been watching Manchester United? They're also not good. They're also like you were saying, I think last week that they only had like how many shots on net during this one game. Like they're not taking chances either. So I don't know. It's going to be a really tight game, I think. But I find it really interesting how both teams are kind of level in their league, and they're both kicked out of their respective cups, and they both really want Champions League. So I don't know. It's going to be tight.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to split, and you can tell by the odds. It's actually moved to plus 170 for Madrid or Atletico Madrid and plus 180 to Manchester United. So the bookies can't really split them either.
Mhm.
I mean, usually in these Champions League matches, you want to give the edge to the home side, and they have that slightly. I'm the same way. I just don't see it. I think these two teams are very similar. They have massive flaws, as we've seen. They're big clubs in their respective leagues. What's going to happen come today, come kickoff? I'm not sure, but I think we need to also focus on Manchester United because the goals are coming. We saw against Lille against Leeds that they put up 4 goals. They're still conceding at alarming rate. I mean, at times, and it's just comical goals, which is the big issue. That's why I think I'm going to stay away from the winners market in this one and probably lean towards the goals. But
Mhm.
United have the ace in the hole, the one that always burns Simeone, the one that always burns
Exactly.
Atletico Madrid. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. I know he's 37 years old, but this guy shows up against this team. I think he has 4 hat tricks against them. The last time he had them in a round of 16 in the Champions League, he scored 3 goals for Juventus in the second leg to knock out Atletico Madrid. So him being there, I think for me personally, just having Ronaldo gives United the edge.
Yeah, I was looking into this morning as well. And Ronaldo, he loves playing at the Wanda. He loves scoring against Diego Simeone's side. He scored against them in La Liga, Champions League, the Copa del Rey. The only, I think, tournament he hasn't scored against them is the Supercopa, but that's only because I think they went up against each other only once.
Hmm.
So it was, a super rare occasion. But yeah, I agree with you. He could change it. That being said, Luis Suarez changes the way well, considering also how old he is. I say there's definitely like more of a favor that Ronaldo will score over him, but I think like just maybe not put a bet on Suarez, but watch this guy because I'm expecting a good game from him, and I'm really hoping he gets the start because I noticed when Atletico start Suarez, they're a completely different team.
Yeah, he has 9 goals on the season. He scored at the weekend as well. For Ronaldo, in case you want to bet on him, plus 150 to score anytime. Not bad odds considering how much Atletico are leaking at the moment. They've only kept 1 clean sheet in their last 8 games, conceding 16 goals in total. That's so unlike them. This is so rare to see them play. And I'll be honest, I don't watch as much La Liga as you do. But I mean, based on some of these statistics, it just shows me that there's something going on there. We obviously saw Kieran Trippier leave mid-season to Newcastle, so I wonder if he saw the writing on the wall there with Diego Simeone and Atletico Madrid. And this could be, one of the last times we see Simeone and Madrid together in the Champions League, and maybe next season it's no more, and Atletico goes on a different way. It's going to be interesting to see. But let's get to the pick. What is your official pick here? And are you staying away from the winner's market as well?
I am staying away from it today. I'm going both teams to score, and if you want that little extra juice, take Ronaldo to score in this game.
Yeah,
Probably.
I'm with you. Both teams to score. Look, United, they've seen both teams to score in 12 of their last 16 games away this season. And Ronaldo, I'm also taking him at plus 150. That's the pick. This is a really big game. I'm really interested to see how this game plays out. The next one on the list, Benfica Ajax, not the marquee fixture, but Ajax have been such a good team this year. They didn't lose in the group stage. They're unbeaten away from home in over 14 months. They have the top scorer in Sebastian Haller in the Champions League. And who would have thought, moving from West Ham to Ajax, and now he's the top scorer in the Champions League. I see this only going one way. I see an Ajax win away to Benfica, but it's going to be tough, right?
Yeah, I think it'll be tough, but Ajax especially over the last 2-3 years, they have been outstanding in the Champions
They
League.
have, yeah.
They've been such an incredible team to watch. They've gone as far as the semifinals. Like they are really such an amazing team, and I don't know. They really focus on bringing their signings are really strategic, but also bringing up players through their system. And I don't know. Like to me, I actually I people say, oh, this could be tough, and I'm like, you know what? I don't think it's going to be. I think Ajax are going to do bits in Lisbon, and they're going to destroy Benfica. Like you said, they have Haller, who has 10 goals. They've in their last 23 games, they've had 70 goals. This team has had 70 goals in 23 games. It doesn't make sense. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like this is what they do. So I don't know. And they also don't concede many goals. I think they've only had 3 goals conceded on them in their last 2 months of matches in their Eredivisie. So they're doing it on both sides. They're scoring goals and they're not conceding them as well. So I don't know. For me, I actually think this is going to be a very normal, almost to say, an easy win for Ajax.
Yeah, I've always find it difficult taking the away team in a knockout game, especially in the Champions League. But I mean, Benfica's just been poor. And when I think of Haller, who scored 28 goals in 27 appearances for Ajax this season, Dusan Tadic, Anthony, Berghaus, Gravenberg going up against Jan Vertonghen and Nicholas Otamendi, that's a big problem because that pace and that fluidity that Ajax have up front is going to cause those guys issues. I mean, think about Benfica. They're not even the top two in the Portuguese league. They've fallen so much. So I mean, it's a great opportunity being at home. I think they really need to take it to Ajax here and try and win this first leg so they don't have that much work to do in Amsterdam because that's a very difficult place to play, Johan Cruyff Arena. So I think Benfica is going to have to come out and attack, which I think opens it up for Ajax. So I'm with you. I'm on Ajax here, but I want to juice up the odds a bit. Ajax plus over 1.5 total goals. You can get at even money. I think that's really good odds considering how much this Ajax team scores, and we both think they win as well.
Our bets are similar today. I'm doing Ajax to win, but I'm going over 2 because I don't think old men like Otamendi and Vertonghen can hold Tadic, Anthony, and Haller. No way. Also, remember what happened last week when I told you that City were going to win in Portugal against Sporting? This home team, it doesn't. I don't know. I'm not into it.
But Sarah, City's a different animal.
That's fair. They are, but
right?
I mean, they also won by 5, and so if we can get an Ajax by 3, we're winning money.
Yeah, I think they score at least 2 goals. I think Ajax over 1.5 team total is about even money. So if you don't want to take them to win, you want to take them just to score goals. Over 1.5 team total is around even money. So let's transition now from the Champions League, which, by the way, Sarah, it's been fantastic so far, to the Premier League. Tottenham playing away to Burnley at Turf Moor. Tottenham coming off one of the best wins this season, one of the best games this season, beating Manchester City 3-2. They needed an injury time goal from Kane. They got it. He had 2 goals on the day. They're riding high at the moment. Conte comes out after the game and he says, this is the best group of players I've ever been around. He's making jokes at press conferences. He's saying you can't make a mistake with your striker and your goalie, but you can make a mistake with your wife in your life. Like he was just full of it. He loved it. He was all over the place. So Spurs riding high. This is going to be a very different game, though, than the one that they played against Manchester City. This is going to be a Burnley team that we know what they're going to do. They're at home. They're going to sit back. They're going to stay compact. And it's going to be up to Spurs to break them down. And we've seen in recent past that Spurs seem to struggle with that. With that said, I think this is their game to win.
Yeah, I mean, I agree right now. The momentum they have just off that last game alone was huge. I don't think anyone really had Spurs to win that game. But yeah, what an exciting game it was. I love a back and forth game, like it's so much fun. Harry Kane is looking like he is back. I don't know. I don't want to say that because who knows, but I want to give credit to and this is my opinion, but the best player on the Spurs for me that game was Emerson Royale. This
Really?
oh my, are you kidding me? He's involved in every play. He's so strategic. I really like. I really enjoy watching him play, and I thought he was a massive part of your win on your win.
Yeah, I don't play for them. Yeah, I don't. I support them. I don't play for them. I wish I did.
Yeah, but I was hearing that he might not play, but then this morning it says it looks like he's going to. So
Yeah.
that's a big W for you guys. I know Reguilon has COVID and Skip and Tanganga are out, but I still think you guys I keep referring to it as your team. Spurs should win this game for sure. Burnley, like you said, they like to sit, they like to hold teams. They did that with Arsenal with 0-0. They did that with Manchester United 0-0. I don't know. Spurs are looking like they're really focusing on their attack lately, and I'm predicting them to win.
I think they win as well. I think the odds are pretty good, minus 130 for them to
Mhm.
win straight up. The thing is, it's tough predicting goals against Burnley because they don't allow a lot of goals, specifically at
Mhm.
home. And if Spurs need to break them down, like I said, they find it difficult because they do still lack creativity in the midfield. Sure, Kane can drop in or Son can drop in, but they're missing that. They still haven't filled that Christian Eriksen role. I mean, they tried it with Lo Celso. It's not really
Mhm.
working. They brought in Bentancur from Juventus, who's more of a holding midfielder, but we saw in the game against City and when he came on against Southampton, he can really move the ball around and create and
Mhm.
drive the ball forward. And Kulusevski is another one of those players who can help in the midfield, specifically in that 10 position. But I just don't see too many goals scored. I think Spurs win, probably 1-0. I know
Mhm.
Burnley's so good from set pieces, but now that Spurs have, Christian Romero, Eric Dyer, and Ben Davies, that seems to be their best back three. I don't think Burnley unlocked the key. And also, Weghorst, their new signing for Burnley, could be out for this game. So that'd be a major blow for them. They wouldn't have that big aerial presence. So I'm going Spurs to win straight up minus 130. If you want to back them to score by at least 2 goals, I think it's about plus 135. But like I said, I don't expect too many goals, but I do expect a Spurs win minus 130.
Yeah, no, I'm taking Spurs to win too. But you know what? If you're gonna take anyone to score that goal, who's it gonna be? I'm saying Harry Kane's gonna score today, and I think it'll be low scoring too. But take Spurs and take Harry Kane to score. Who else? Come
Yes,
on.
Son is plus 125 to score. He seems to like a goal against Burnley.
Mhm.
Harry Kane plus 115. So at least you're getting plus odds, not the biggest odds, but you're still getting plus odds. Let's move on to the next, Sarah. Watford, Crystal Palace. Watford, obviously in a relegation battle. This game has draw written all over it, low scoring. Probably not the game you're going to have on today, considering we got Manchester
Yeah.
United, Atletico Madrid. You got the other Champions League matchup between Ajax, Benfica. So this one will probably get lost in the sauce. But under 2.5, I think, is the goal here.
That's exactly what we are on the
We're on the
same
same
thing.
wavelength, dude. Wait, we're doing pretty well. So it's good that we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, no. When I was going through this game too, like even just like looking up like some stats, I was like, no one's watching it. Oh my god, like it's just a bit of a snoozer, like you said, compared to the other. And all the games are on at the same time today. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's I'm not. I'm staying away from a winner as well because even though Palace are 13th and Watford are in the relegation at 18th, Palace haven't won an EPL game since December 28th. Like I don't
Yeah.
know what the heck is going on with Vieira's side, but it's not looking too good here either. And Watford, they just came off of a big win against Gerrard's Villa, so maybe we could see something there. But you know what? It's a little too tricky. It's a little gutty to go for that. So I said the same thing. Just go for under 2.5 goals in this game.
Yeah, the lack of scoring is kind of scary for Watford considering where they are on the table. I mean, they've seen under 2.5 goals land in each of their last 4 games. They haven't managed to score more than once, excuse me, in the last 11 games. So there's a problem there in the attack. They still have Joshua King, Emmanuel Dennis. These are two players who can score, but they just can't do it consistently. And I feel like now that they brought in Roy Hodgson, when you're in a relegation scrap, you're going to be more of a defensive team. You're not going to want to concede goals, which means you're going to lack an attack. And the same thing with Crystal Palace. For whatever reason, they lack an attack. They have Zaha back. Olesi looks really good. Benteke is getting back into the fold. Edward, Mateta. They have attackers there. They're just not finding the back of the net. So, like I said, once again, me and you both under 2.5 match goals. The draw, not bad either, plus 205 if you want to back the draw, because I think that's where it's going. To the final game of the day, or of this show anyway, Liverpool taking on Leeds. Liverpool, massive, massive favorites. I don't see anything but a blowout from Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, Diogo Jota and Firmino still haven't been confirmed to play today. They both were suffering a bit of a knock after their weekend match. But they also have a huge match on the weekend against Chelsea. So I think we're going to see, a lot of the bench playing. That being said, their bench is nice. I'd love to see Origi. I'd love to see Minamino. Apparently, Harvey Elliott might be starting. That would be fun. So, yeah, I mean, even though they have a big match and maybe a lot of their starters might be, resting and preparing for the weekend, I still think this team will, absolutely take down Leeds. Leeds kind of, you look at their roster and you're kind of like, you guys should be better than what you're doing, but they're coming off that loss against, was it Manchester United?
Manchester United, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. They haven't won since they beat West Ham, but that wasn't since January 16th. So again, gone through several games with just draws and losses. And they also have a really tough schedule coming up. So after they play Liverpool, they have to play Spurs on the weekend. Then they have to play Leicester. Then they have to play Villa. I think we're about to see Leeds drop a bunch, and it's unfortunate, but yeah. Also with their injuries, they have Robin Koch out, Liam Cooper, Calvin Phillips, Patrick Bamford.
Not good. Yeah.
No, it's not looking good. So even though Liverpool, might be putting some of the B team out there, it's going to be better than Leeds. And I'm taking Liverpool to win plus 2 goals.
Yeah, but this could be a bit of a showcase game for Rafinha here to make his case to play for the Liverpool side next season. Thinking about that Liverpool 11, just looking at some projected 11s here. Diaz, Origi, Salah up front, Thiago, Fabinho, Keita in the midfield. You got to remember, they also rested Robertson and Trent against Norwich at the weekend. So they're probably going to come in with Van Dijk and probably Konate and obviously Alisson at the back. So, I mean, not bad for a quote-unquote B team. I mean, this is what you get when you're at the top, right, with the Premier League, when you have the Chelseas, Manchester Cities, Liverpool. The reason that these teams are at the top, one, them being very good, they have a fantastic coach, but depth is so important. That's exactly what they have. Leeds, they don't have that. And that's one of the reasons why, you mentioned it, Leeds, they're going to start dropping and they can really get dragged into this relegation scrap because of the lack of depth. I mean, when you're missing, let's just say it how it is. When you're missing Calvin Phillips and Patrick Bamford and Liam Cooper, that's the spine of your team. Those are the best players in your team. You don't have them, you're going to have some trouble. And when you go up against opposition like Manchester United, Liverpool, and Man City, you're going to struggle and probably lose. But I'm with you. I'm going to take Liverpool as well. Probably -2 the handicap, so they got to win by 3 or more goals. That can be backed at -138. If you want to go even higher than that, to -2.5, that's +111. If you think even more, -3, that's +193. I mean, I think they really are going to go out there, score some goals. Not because Leeds are a poor team, but because of how they play. They're so attacking. They leave themselves exposed. And like you said, Sarah, the injuries are just too much to overcome, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, 100% agree with you. Yeah, it's going to be a Liverpool W today.
It's going to be a fantastic day of football. All day, it's just going to be locked on the screen. The only unfortunate part, and you keep mentioning this, and I always forget, these games are pretty much on at the same time.
I know. I mean, I understand with Champions League because, it's the same competition. But then why are these 3 other EPL games at the same? We could have one on right now. I lead up to it all day. But, honestly, I'm going to be 100% honest. There's nothing else I'm watching beside this Atletico Manchester United game. It's one of those games where I sometimes do a double, triple screen. But this one, I want to be 100% all in. And at halftime, I'll start going through all the highlights of everything else.
A piece of me thinks this is going to be like a 2-2, 3-2.
Oh, I'd love it.
Because I feel like Atleti need to win this first match. I feel like a lot of the home teams can do that. But I think Atleti, if they can go out, score a couple goals and win this match, then maybe Simeone goes back to what he knows best and tries to just hold United at Old Trafford. Because United, they haven't been good at Old Trafford. They haven't been good all season. Let's just be completely honest. So if you take a lead into Old Trafford, they have a pretty good shot at going through.
Yeah, no, we'll see. I mean, I'd love to see Atletico win this game just in general, but let's hope for at least some good football and not boring.
And a Cristiano Ronaldo hat trick. Let's go. All right, Sarah, this has been fantastic. Me and Sarah will be back tomorrow for some Europa League. It's the second leg matches of the round of 16 playoff. So stay tuned for that. If you want to follow Sarah, please do at Sara Poraria on Twitter. You can follow me at The Real Bird V. And for more parlay content, please head over to parlay.tv. Good luck today, guys.